Hello everyone. Today I'll talk about change request, which is also known as change management. Okay, this word or process you're going to hear pretty frequently in the project when you're working in the project, where you hear that there's a requirement which came from the customer when we're working in the project, or there's a change in the requirement, or something needs to be added in the project, right? Through a requirement. So customer may request or maybe ask for that, okay, I want this requirement to be added or this requirement to be enhanced, and depending on the market need, so they might ask that. So we understand that, okay, change request will be there, and the requirement will definitely be coming in, or the requirement will be getting enhanced, but there's always a process to take care of the change request and track it, so that there could be multiple requirements which might come in, but it has to be tracked through a proper process. I'll take you through the process which where you can capture the requirement, and then you can do the impact analysis and do the cost and effort estimation, and then you can go ahead and work on the change request. So this is a change request and impact analysis document where it talks about the amendment history of the document, where you can the document creator information is there. Then it's the project code. So whichever project code, you have in your project, you can put that code, project name, revision number, date of release, and then you have a revision history. So since assume that you have one requirement which came from the customer, could be a small requirement, could be a complex requirement. You can add date, revision number, so revision of the number of the document, and then the prepared by and the reviewed by your leaders, and then the customer approval. Okay, so the first thing that should be done, this is section 1, the C section, which it goes through, the requirement goes through for the approval. So change request number, so you can use any code and then just append with CR001, CR002. A project code will be there, project name will be there, date initiated, date requested, when this requirement was requested, who is initiating from uh, from the team actually, and then initiator and priority. So priority could be immediate, ASAP, or desirable. It's a desirable requirement, or it's something which needs to be done quickly, or it is something which is ASAP, right? Then a problem state or description, that what is the requirement, right? So that has to be uh, that has to be documented here. Change description, and I'm describing more detail of that change, and whatever it is, any attachment, requirement, document, or link, or any one-pager document, or whatever it is kind of a reference or source of that requirement. If we have that, we can provide that information here. So that's section 1. The other section talks about the impact analysis. Now you got the requirement, right? So from the technical perspective, right? So what is the impact of that requirement in the project, right? So that is where the impact analysis is done. So the technical person or technical team does the analysis, and they put their impact here, and impact at levels actually. So it is impacting at modules level or feature level, equipment, infrastructure, hardware. So where this is impacting, or which part of the project or the product it is getting impacted, right? And then estimation. So estimation is very important when you are working on the change request, because it gives a clear picture that, okay, with this change request or requirement in change, what is the impact, what is the estimate. It I mean That estimate is will going to impact the project, and how much is going to impact the project in terms of cost, in terms of the schedule, right? And this is done through this is done by the technical team, and then the date when it was evaluated. Then again, this goes to this. Third round, which is called change request impact analysis, where all the team, all the stakeholders from project management, from the technical team, from the business team, they provide their input. So the first question is, will the change have an impact on delivery schedule? If yes, what is the new delivery date? So you have to ensure that if it is impacting a delivery schedule, then you have to write that what is that impact. It is a 2-week impact, it is 4-week impact, it is 6-month impact, 1-year impact, right? And then give the new date. Is the requested change impacting the schedule, effort, or commercial? So again, if it is taking a long, actually, if it is a minor change and it can be doable, it is still fine. But again, then the schedule should be documented here. The effort that will be there and the cost. So if it is a change which is like costing to the project, so that cost has to be identified, right? So that cost can be simply identified depending on the number of man days or man month, right? Depending on per day cost or per hour cost, you can take out that cost, right? The third question here that has to be answered is, in case change is impacting the commercial, initiate the change request and provide the change request reference number, right? So if it is impact, if the commercial is involved or the money is involved, right? Then in that case, a request has to be initiated for the with the document for the approval, right? And then it has to be approved and reviewed by project manager, tech lead, business analyst, and business vertical head. And this, once the document is reviewed, it goes to the customer for their sign off. And once that is signed on, then team can work on it, right? So this is for one requirement, right? Similarly, you have to apply for multiple requirements. So if you have a multiple requirement, so you can follow that process and then put the summary from the document for one requirement. Similarly, you can do for the other requirement, right? So CR01, 02, 03, 04. So that's how you can do for the 13 requirements, or maybe X number of requirements are there, or change request is there. You can do for everything, and then you'll find the overall cost or the estimate or the schedule impact on the project, and it gives a clear picture. Okay, during my project I got 10 requests, change requests, and that is the total estimate and the cost and the impact is to the project, right? So once you have that visibility and you are tracking it, it becomes very easy to manage the project, and then you can show this picture to the stakeholders, customers, and to your management. Now this is a change request which came in, and this is a cost which incurred with that change request, and this is the effort that has gone in. So that is on the change request. So if you have any question, please post your query. I'm going to answer it. And if you need a template, so I'll definitely, depending on the request, I'll share that template with the requested member.